Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. This is the first time that I am participating in the Scraplift Crafternoon group, which is a weekly Sunday hop. And there will be links and information in the description box below. It is hosted by Tara O'Rourke, who is the paper snob here on YouTube. I'm also participating in Wood Grain and Winter, hosted by MK Gunn and Janet Fritz. And though my photos don't look wintry, they were taken in the winter, but in Florida. Okay, so today for Scraplift Crafternoon, we are using this layout by Jessica Walker from my little scrapbook store. And I have these two photos, my husband and his two golfing buddies, and some wood veneer. Here are some things from Rust and Revs from 49 and Market that I plan to use. And also from their Vintage Orchard collection. So, just like there are 3 banners in the layout that we are scraplifting, I chose these 3 papers. One is just a wood grain scrap. This one is from a Christmas holiday collection from 49 and Market. The paper is called Beacon of Light from Holiday Wishes, and this is the B side. And the one that has some like text on it is from Vintage Orchard, and the paper is Nestled, and I'm using the B side of that as well. One thing I love about 49 and Market is a lot of their collections work really well together. My layout has nothing to do with either an orchard or a holiday, but I'm pulling these together along with Rust and Revs to create a cohesive layout. And it turns out better than I thought it would. I'm really happy about it. Again, this is just a scrap from my scrap drawer. And I will split this in half so that it is long enough, because the center of it will be covered by a photograph, so that won't matter. I did take a little bit of time and ink the edges of all of the papers and the 12 by 12. And I'm sorry about that. I thought I put my phone on mute, but I just got a text. So I've lost my train of thought. Oh, I inked the edges of everything. I have these 2 photos matted in an off-white, kind of a wood grain thing, but you can't even really tell that it is wood grain. And I debated about how to arrange these, because in the layout we're scraplifting, there is like a big photo block in the center with a vertical 4x6, and the other one has 2 photographs, but together they kind of make a 4x6, but mine just weren't going to work for that. So and I'm playing with where the title goes because hers was toward the bottom, but I decided I needed to switch things around, and my title is going to go there, nestled in the corner between the 2 photographs. Now that Rust and Revs title has 2 things on it that look like car and road related, so I figure out how to cover those up. The title says it's a guy thing, and I mainly just used it because the colors worked. There's 3 guys, and it was a title that fit, and I didn't need to figure out a title or how to create it. I wanted to get this one done kind of quickly. My daughter has been really sick, so I've been taking care of her, and she's been house and dog sitting for a family with 2 big dogs, so I've been there to take care of her and to help her out with the dogs because she was just literally too sick to do so. So I haven't had much scrapbook time this week. Not to mention, Christmas is coming and I haven't done much. So I wanted to get this done, and I made it in under an hour, so I was pretty pleased with that. I was thinking about what I could use from here, and I ended up not using those. I used these rub-ons from Vintage Orchard, and I used a couple with some text on them, and then some that just kind of look like a shelf or a banner. So I was looking through there for any words that might work, but I did not find any. And so I trim out a couple of these, and I'm going to add some to the bottom left. I'm sorry, the bottom right, where I'm going to put a cluster, because Jessica has a nice cluster there at the bottom right corner of her layout. So there they go. I add a little piece of paper that kind of looks like worn leather, and I'll trim off the excess. There we go. And I also have this wood veneer that looks like a cup of lemonade with a piece of lemon there, and that's going to go on here. I don't know where I got that piece. The sunglasses, though, came from JD 3D Print, and I buy those from... oh, it left me. I'll remember in a minute. But I love them. I bought a package probably about a year ago, and I've used a few, and I still have some left for some other things. I will probably use them on cruise photos soon. So here I'm adding a few more rub-ons. And there. Now I'm thinking, where else do I want to put some clusters? You can see at the top there that I added a rub-on that looks like a shelf, and I'm going to put 3 cacti up there. And these cacti came in the Rust and Revs collection. I'm not really sure why. And I don't generally have a use for anything with a cactus on it, but I looked it up. There are cacti that grow in Florida. So I felt better about putting them on here, even though this has nothing to do with a cactus in any way. But I like how they created an interesting cluster up there at the top. So this is kind of a diagonal design. And the center one, I used some, it's not Fun Foam. It's from Stampin' Up, and it's like their Stampin' Dimensionals, but it's a 4x4 sheet, and you just cut the pieces that you need. So I put that under the center one to give that some dimension up there at the top, which works well because I end up putting a pair of the sunglasses up there too, and those are the kind of the same height, so I like how that turns out. Now I'm using a little piece to stick on the one part of this that sticks out to the side a little bit, and that's where that is gonna go. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I am a little hoarse. I have a feeling I'm getting what my daughter has. She's on the mend. She had walking pneumonia, they told her, and she was pretty sick. Her oxygen levels were okay though, so we didn't have to go to the hospital. We were grateful for that. And this is 4 days later, and she's much better now. She doesn't sound good, but she feels better. So I'm just using some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to put these sunglasses on, and I had a little circle there because it's covering up an icon that felt too much like a car to me. But then when I laid the sunglasses down, I'm like, that looks like I'm trying to make a smiley face, and I'm not. That's not what I wanted. So I pulled the sunglasses up, and I'm like, okay, what can I do? Well, there were some little tiny cacti and rocks, like rock formations. So I added those to that little circle, and then I moved the sunglasses up a little bit to just be nestled above the word guy. And I like that so much better. And again, I lifted one of the cacti up on that Stampin' Dimensional adhesive. It's kind of hard when they're so tiny to get them where you want them when they're sticky on the back. So now I just add a little glue here, and that's where they go. So this is a few days later. I pulled these out from my color bin that has tan and brown things in it. So I added those. I have this little airplane sticker, and this is a little map circle, and I wanted it to go here on the far left where I'm going to add the airplane. Now I kind of wish I had added the airplane to the bottom of that banner, but that's okay. It is where it is. It's stuck down. It's going to stay there. So So now I'm going to get that circle on. I trimmed a little bit off so it was easier to get in there. Sorry, I think my head's going to get in the way for just a second here. There we go. And yeah, the airplane is going to sit on top of there. Then I did add the sticker that says the adventure begins. I think these are from a Hobby Lobby sticker sheet. I can't say for sure. It's really old. And then I did a little bit of journaling. I just said, in January of 2023, Dan and John flew to Florida to play golf with Brent. They played 6 rounds of golf, 108 holes in 3.5 days. I think it's safe to say that a good time was had by all. And, yes, they had a wonderful time. I'm so glad Dan got to escape the cold weather for a little bit. He is not a fan of winter, so he got to go soak up some sun for a few days that January. And I also, in just a moment, I do a little bit of journaling on the far left, and I just say who each of them are and where they were. And that photo was taken at a golf course in Bonita Springs, Florida, and I just wanted that in there. I try in my layouts, in my albums, to at least identify the regular people, not on every single one by name, but on several by name, so that if someone were using these for reference later, they would have that information. And then I wanted to say where this golf course was. This is not where the photo of the 3 of them was taken, so I found this little tab. I tucked it here on the far right, and I just added that is Twin Isles in Punta Gorda, Florida. And this is just about done. There will be still shots coming up in just a moment. Again, this is for Wood Grain in Winter and Scraplift Crafternoon. There will be information about and links about both of those in the description box below. I hope you'll visit some other people who are taking part in both of these hops. They are very talented, and you'll get lots of great ideas for your own scrapbooking. I'm really grateful that you joined me today. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like this video, I would love a thumbs up, or I would love some feedback in the comments. Have a great day, and I hope you get to create something soon. Bye-bye.